Kevin Walsh.
This afternoon, welcome to Sevens Big League. Hope you're tucked up nice and warm in front of a fire. Well, tackling Essendon on the rebound is not a pleasant task, even if it is on home territory. And such was the job confronting Geelong this afternoon at Kardinia Park, with the Bombers determined to erase the memories of last week's drubbing by North Melbourne. In round 5, of course, Essendon had their colours lowered by Footscray, and they came out the following week to beat Carlton by a record margin. In addition to that, Geelong hasn't tasted success against the Bombers since 1981. Essendon winning their last 6 matches and the 2 last year by 43 and 47 points respectively. Tonight, our replay begins at the 5.5-minute mark of the first quarter, and our commentators at Kardinia Park are Sandy Roberts and Bob Skilton.
As the mark is taken on centre wing by Peter Zeichler, and he will put the Cats into attack once again. Down towards half-forward. Watson almost in fringe. Greg Williams waits down, puts the handball out in front towards the half-forward line. The umpire keen to let play go on. Donnell should have got one too high. But then again, did the umpire pick up the second one instead of the third? Bob, what are your thoughts?
I think he picked up the right one, Sandy. There was no doubt about that one.
Thanks, Bob.
And, you see the ball running over the boundary line. I think Jacko was quite relieved when he saw the umpire just say, it's your free kick and nothing more.
Well, if you thought he'd get out the ball.
Would have been a bit surprised, Sandy. He runs now. Tackle. It's a hand pass in. Williams taps it on. Over the top it comes, and we find Views now. A nice hand pass from Views. Just too wide for Neil. Neil taps it out. Picked up again by Views. Up towards the forward pocket. Too wide, though. And it runs over the boundary line, so we're throwing to take place. And Walsh trying to put it over the umpire, saying it was out on the full. Nothing coming from that one. Nothing but a boundary throw in, that is. As we see Jackson against Madden. Jackson gets his body in the front, but Madden gets it down. Elshaw, a dangerous hand pass.
Oh, goal.
Chance of a goal. And I think you might find Tony Elshaw coming off.
So, first blood to the home side, the Cats.
Stephen Reynolds saying, thank you very much.
Indeed, he may too, and it'll be interesting to see what the Essendon runner has to say out on the ground at the moment. But the score line says it all. Geelong 1-1-7, leading Essendon 1 behind. As we go back to the centre bounce once again, it will be Flanagan, who's been given the bulk of the work with the injury to Mossop. Out of the middle, can't get an effective tap. Madden goes down also, but he appears to be okay. Foles tries to tap it back. Watson is held whilst not in possession. The umpires are really letting it fly. Wait, the Yates goes through, couldn't take it. Then Toohey, now Hawker. Oh, Hawker gave it to Watson. Watson comes out wide to Shane Hurd. Hurd will give it to Vander, who wobbles one, a worm burner really, straight to Bolton. Bolton goes in towards the centre, and the mark is taken by the former Richmond boy in Shane Williams. So Williams to put the Tigers into attack. Across to Flanagan. Takes time to get mobile, but now he does. Could just about goal. Deep in towards full forward he goes. Walsh taps it over the back, and Jackson can't get there in time, so 1 behind is the result. No, 1-2 on the board to the Cats. Leading the Bombers, 1 behind.
Weston will be the player to put it back into play as Jackson comes out. Weston now. Puts it wide. Walsh.
You play that, Robert? Wind conditions, Bob. Any end favouring either side?
I do not believe so, Sandy. I think very still conditions. I think the one thing that people would be hoping for here, that in still conditions do not see rain. Williams, after taking the ball, Zeichler set out to Toohey. Toohey looked for the short pass, but a poorly directed kick, or directed in the right manner. Morgan gathers the ball well, brings it across, maybe too high. No, Hughes just couldn't quite take the mark. Snaps it down towards the goal square. Jackson from behind. Up goes Weston. It comes over the back of the pack. Bowles first there. Taps it out wide. Couch can't go in possession. He and Carey wrestling for the ball. The umpire decides that there'll be a bounce to take place about 25 metres out from the Geelong goal.
Incidentally, Bob, umpires Tony Bryant and David Howard officiating today, and we haven't seen David before. Jackson, it's tapped beautifully to him, and he pops it through. What a wonderful tap by Steve Reynolds. Jacko, the individual, is delightful.
Yes, it makes you wonder whether Jacko, who has a posterior cruciate ligament damage, Sandy, is doing any further damage by playing. And most of the medical advice seems to be that when you've got those problems, you should have an operation. And that Jacko, well, on that occasion, you wouldn't have known he was even injured.
Well, I think his big concern is that if he did give it away, he's desperately keen to do well in goal kicking this season.
It's umpire Howlett, Sandy, not Howard.
Well, I knew we hadn't seen David Howard, and that probably answers the question. Bob, thank you.
We were given the wrong mail in the first place, Sandy. I won't mention by who.
No, Kevin O'Neill's okay, though. It is from the middle, and a Couch gets it across to Williams. Williams handball. No, it finds its mark in Buse. Buse goes up towards the half-forward line. However, picked up by Walsh, who goes hurriedly with a kick back towards the centre. Tui is the spoiler from behind. Waiting down is Merritt. Buse is there also. Elshaw coming in now, puts body over the ball. Hurd lends assistance, looks for the player going past, finds him too, and once again, the Bombers through Hurd, through Folds, come out of trouble, up towards Hawker. Hawker's high kick. Now Harvey will get underneath this and take it on the chest. What's he got to kick up forward? Only Darren Williams. The bounce is a bad one. Hocking picks it up. He goes out wide and finds Scratcher. Thought about going on. Brian Wood will have, surely should be 15 metres. He's really gone over the mark, but the umpire says no, play on. Williams and Harvey, the latter coming over the top to Watson. Watson steadies. He likes these just about from the centre. In towards half forward. The mark not taken by Malarkey. Williams sees it over the line. And a throw-in to take place in Essendon's left forward pocket. But that's the furthest they've been into attack since that one behind early on.
Good defensive work by Gary Malarkey there, knowing that Williams might take it away, thumped it towards the boundary. And now we see the result of throw in. Flanagan from behind, taps it down. It's taken by Baker, a chance of a goal, an easy goal coming up. Baker makes no mistake. Essendon's first goal as they go to 1-1, 7 points. 7 points down against Geelong on 2-2-14.
Leon Baker scoring his first. Other goal scorers for the day so far, Steve Reynoldsson and Mark Jackson for the Cats. 7-point break, as Bobby Skilton has said, on Sevens Big League on this overcast Saturday afternoon here at Kardinia Park. Pretty good crowd too, with many coming down from Windy Hill. The red and black quite prominent around the ground. Here's the centre bounce once again. Madden, father of Joshua, born this week and highly delighted. Foles, not a father this week, but highly delighted to be having a kick down towards the half-forward line. Opportunity for Danaher to give the handball to Hawker is good football. He snaps in towards goal. Thank you, he says to Terence Danaher. There's the equaliser as far as goals are concerned. They've got 2 apiece, but Geelong lead by a point. 2-2 to 2-1.
It's good play by Essendon there. They're very quick to come back. A couple of very smart goals. And a very adaptable side, the Essendon side. You've got Thompson selected as a rover, playing in the back pocket, and he could play as a rover if need be. Hawker, who's had a great year on the half-back flank, playing half-forward and kicking that goal. Harvey, an extremely good half-forward, is lined up on the wing. Centre bounce. Madden gets the tap. Merritt comes through. Taps it wide. Wood and Williams. Williams wins out. Good play by Williams. Got the hand pass in, but put his teammate Buse under pressure. Got it to Boss. Out to Shane Williams. Wobbly old kick forward. Tapped on by Jackson. Ablett. Bundled out of the way. Kicked off the ground. Goes towards the goal square. Offline, though, and we find Dunnell coming away for Essendon. Beautiful. Goes for the short pass. It's Bolton and Harvey both hanging on to each other. Williams comes in. Greg Williams, that is. Puts the long kick down. Jackson in position. Couldn't quite take the mark. Once again, it's Thompson now. Goes short. Couch is there. Couldn't take the mark. Carey. Williams again. Held, we're not in possession, and we'll take the free kick. 15-metre penalty being paid. It brings Williams within kicking distance, I would believe, from there. A fairly acute angle, about a 45-degree angle, but Greg Williams, a pretty consistent kick. Every chance of bringing up a goal. So Williams, once again, doing extremely well for his side. A kick from Williams. No mistake about that. Right through the centre. And the 1 goal for Greg Williams. And every time Carlton have a look at a replay of a Geelong game, they must think twice about thinking that Greg Williams was too small and too slow.
Yes, he certainly has done the job since coming down to Kardinia Park, and it now sees the Cats with a 7-point break, 3-2, playing 2-1. We're back in the centre again at the 15-minute mark of the first term here at Kardinia Park. Flanagan up against Father Madden. Flanagan plucks it out of the air. Goes with the tunnel ball handball, intercepted by Harvey, however. He's in the spot of bother. Weston tries to tap it forward, couldn't do so. Williams was tackled too high. Although he ducked his head, the umpire has said, no, Shane, you can be the receiver of this free kick. Now, he should go long. Jacko leads into the pocket, but he goes shorter than that. It's a prolific kick winner, this young boy, Andrew Hughes, as well. Now comes the lead from Bruns, unable to complete the mark. Flanagan pounces upon the pack. It's scooped out the back door. Beautifully done by Foles. Up to, in fact, Donnell it was, up towards the centre and taken by Baker. Leon Baker looking for four. Towards half forward. Vander, Hawker, they're all there. Waiting down. Hawker bumps towards the boundary line, but the umpire says no, Dan Hawker. You pushed Peter Zeichler, and it will be Baker to be the receiver. For Essendon, Kink and Watson from the interchange bench. Reynoldson caught behind, and it will be Madden, the back, who takes the mark. Simon across to Foles, giving it to Elshaw. Kick partly smothered. Hughes nips in, tries to get the handball across to Flanagan, going past. Elshaw again, shovels it out the back door. Taken by Hughes, sockles it off the ground, intelligently so to Couch. Couch towards Williams, and he takes the mark between centre and half forward. Looks to play on, swing round, onto the left foot, long to in towards Ablett. Takes the mark in the left forward pocket, and the Cats an excellent opportunity of scooting away again. At the moment, the lead is 7 points.
A well-placed kick that time. And good play by Andrew Hughes. First to smother it, then put it off the ground. And Gary Ablett goes towards goal. He's offline, and it's just as well this year that his kicking has been offline, Sandy, because he's had a couple of days with 6-8 down at St Kilda, and there's Gary Ablett. 21-13, 8 points the margin. And it's Shane Hurd. Comes straight up the centre of the ground. No doubt a mark or free kick, whatever you like, from Brian Wood, who will take it across the half-back line for Essendon.
So Wood to go in towards the pivot for the Bombers. Merritt is the target. The big fella just taps it over the back for his running plays. He's got Baker and Watson both there. They combine. It'll be Watson's strength that gets them out of trouble. A beautiful handball in towards the pocket. There's an excellent chance to go in towards full forward. Danaher's there, and he takes them up. Kick coming from Leon Baker, who, like Watson, followed the play down. Terry Danaher. Instrumental in their first goal and in their third. So back come the Bombers. 3-1, playing Geelong's 3-3 on 7's Big League.
No matter how you plan to spend your retirement, one thing you're going to want is security. And that's exactly what Westpac's Club 55 offers. An investment package that gives you a high rate of interest paid monthly. Free advice on anything to do with your retirement or your money. Excellent travel benefits. And free access to all the advantages of our national electronic banking system. Most of all, it gives you a secure start to the rest of your life. Club 55 from Westpac, the bank.
The Hoover Elite 900 has a wool cycle fully approved by the Australian Wool Corporation. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
Only you can help me. I've got to know what's happening in Sons and Daughters. All will be told. Cross my palm, 7 pieces of silver. I see Caroline, and the one called Steve. No, stop. Don't tell me. Is it David or is it Andy? No, I can't bear it. It's all too much. No more. Don't worry. All will be revealed. Next.
It's about Sons and Daughters.
Uh-huh.
Very exciting game down at Geelong. Let's go back to the match now at Kardinia Park, and we pick up the play at the start of the final term. There's only 1 point the difference.
Really cool this night. Into the last quarter here at Kardinia Park, and it's the visitors, Essendon, leading by 1 point. 8-9 plays 8-8 in very dark, wintry conditions. It doesn't stop Watson getting the first kick of the final term. Down towards Baker, who's been hardly sighted. In towards the pocket. Merritt unable to take the mark. The pack develops. No one able to pick it up effectively. Tui sees it out wide. Eventually picked up and kicked by Malaki towards the centre of the ground. Flanagan was there, but he's beaten for it by Watson. He sets sail for home with a long left footer down towards the half-forward line. No one able to mark. Baker picks it up, snaps towards goal. It goes across the face of goal. Geelong were able to keep it in play, and it will be Mark Yates who brings it towards Greg Williams to take a good mark. He plays on straight away to Lenehan. Had plenty of touches in the third term. A couple he didn't do a lot with, however. Carey marks well at centre wing. Steve Carey. Quickly on to Shane Hurd. A worm burner to Darren Williams. Weston handled it like a hot potato. Darren Williams, they're frittering about with it at the moment. Scratcher Neal comes in and takes the mark. Leave it with the Redheads, he says, as he gives it to Neville Bruns. And there's a courageous mark taken by Couch on the left half-forward flank.
So Couch now, half-forward flank. Jackson the target. Jackson got rid of Van der Haar. Lending support to Van der Haar is Paul Weston. And Weston forces it through for 1 point to Geelong. So scores 11. 4 rush points now to Geelong. 1 to Essendon. 8-9 apiece. 57 points each. Madden. But easy have been given the free kick as we find Reynoldsson gets it across to Shane Williams. A high floating kick. Oh, lovely mark for Van der Haar. Beautiful mark.
So Paul Van der Haar on the last line of defence to bring the Bombers out of stride. Tumbling a punt at a half-back flank. Waterson the target, and he spills it, I fear, as he went over the line.
The umpire saying a throw in.
Still in that attacking zone of Geelong's. They've levelled the scores. Simon Madden wins it. Waterson tackled too high. The umpire calls play on. Tapped forward down towards centre wing. Still paddled forward. Eventually picked up and pushed back towards the half-forward line of Geelong. Danaher caught. Looking for Hawker. Bolton the tackler, and a good tackle too. Oh, another good one by Hocking. Still the umpire says play on. Bob Skilton shakes his head and wonders just what you must do when the ball goes over the line for throw. Is that what you're thinking, Robert?
So what, Sandy?
Here's the throw-in. Flanagan and Danaher. Bruns tries to get it away. The pack develops again. Danaher goes in over the top, and again another bounce. My gee, it's got dark out here at Kardinia Park. Very overcast, but no rain at the moment. Had intermittent showers throughout the afternoon. Lenehan tried to surge it forward. Hurd was there also. We're just about stopped for lunch though on that outer side at the moment because not a thing is happening. Throw in again. Boss comes over the top and says, Dania, we'll move this even if it's only 20 metres down towards the wing position. And that's exactly what he does. Only 3 minutes played in this final term. Throw in again. Flanagan and Madden. Hawker looking towards Elshaw. Oh, and he's picked out another one.
Well, that's penalising the side, in my opinion. Because in general play, you really could have allowed the advantage rule to go on then.
Hocking. Over the top came Flanagan. Waiting down his Bruns. A hurry kick in towards the centre. Reynoldsson. Spoiled by Carey. The umpire calls play on. Pushed back in towards the middle once again. Williams and Watson. Williams, this is Greg, first to it. Tapped cleverly over the back by Ablett. His target was Shane Williams, who has it now, but he's under pressure from Wood. So Scratcher Neal nips in. Back towards Ablett. Weston foils that. Wood again. Intercepts. Steadies. Draws the player to allow Watson free. And away he scoots from Shane Williams. Puts it in towards the pocket. Merritt comes to meet it. He'll be lucky to keep it in, but he is lucky. Does it well. Only to see it go straight to Hocking. Hocking back towards Malarkey. Looks for the free kick for a push as he propped over the football. And eventually it's taken over the line by Hawker. Dovey's gone. Ping for holding the ball.
So it will be Malarkey to take the kick right alongside the boundary line. Half-back flank for Geelong. Comes across the ground. A little dangerous from there. Yates misses it. And there's the result. Picked up by Waterson. He goes towards goal. Marked down there by Elshaw. And you wonder whether experienced players will ever learn. Elshaw. 5 metres out from goal. Scores level prior to the kick. And after the kick, it's 6 points in favour of Essendon.
Tony Elshaw boots his second goal. And the Bombers to a 6-point break. 9-9 plays 8-9 on 7's Big League.
The Holden Commodore has handling characteristics that would leave most other cars for dead. Terry Vine, The Sun, Melbourne. You get an idea of the big lift in value for money by the standard equipment of the Commodore. Bill Tuckey, writer and broadcaster. The Commodore has what it takes. Advanced technology, numerous new features, impressive roadability and styling impact. Mike Cable, the Australian.
It's the car fix, son. You put those wheel nuts on properly?
You may not think your car's worth insurance,
The wheel nuts!
but you're still liable for all the damage it causes.
Look at this.
Double AMI's $75 property liability policy pays for the property damage your car causes. It's quite a promise.
So call Amy. We keep our promises.
Following 7's Big League, Simon and Simon find a love letter leads to murder at 8:30. Adoption racketeers strike in Papa John MD at 9:30. Then at 10:30, the streets of San Francisco.
Plays 63. Madden and Flanagan have been at it for the bulk of the day. It's a bounce that favours, believe it or not, Darren Williams. Terry Danaher looking to get it back to Williams. Lenihan trying to intercept for the Cats. Yates gets a short kick. They bottle it up again between centre and half forward for Essendon, and another bounce to take place. Flanagan, perhaps up a fraction too early. Taken by Williams, a high kick. Oh, the bounce, Malaki chanced his arm. Through came Harvey. Now Merritt steadies, gets pushed as he took the kick. It put him off target, and he drifts it in towards the pocket, only to see Hocking take the mark on the last line of defence. So Hocking looking for Yates. Waiting down as Williams. Terry Danaher is there as well. Picked up by Shane Williams, and a la John Beckwith, straight to the boundary line.
There's a throw-in off the half-back line for Geelong. Flanagan against Merritt. Flanagan in the front position. Merritt manoeuvres and gets a slight tap over the tap. Right at the back. Williams. A well-placed kick from Williams. Finds Waterson, who's done quite well in the last few minutes.
Madden receiving attention behind the play. Robert, I'll keep an eye on him.
Waterson goes for the short pass. Merritt is sneaking down the ground. Flanagan going down, expecting a long kick. We'll get one now, but whether or not it'll drop short enough for Flanagan to be able to touch could be something else. Roger Merritt. He's yet to put a goal on board. Virtually directly in front. 40 metres out. The kick from Merritt, he's hooked it, and it's through for 1 point. No, may not have made the line.
No, I don't think it has, Bob.
Big Flanagan was there right on the last line. And with the aid of 5 metres, the player must come back there. Short pass from Flanagan, not reaching his teammate. Hocking's there. The hand pass back to Flanagan. They get out of trouble momentarily as Neal's short kick comes forward. Chewy was there. Waterson, well tackled. Umpire saying he had no chance of getting rid of the ball, and there'll be a bounce to take place. Bounce midway between half-forward flank and forward pocket for Essendon, with Essendon holding a 1-goal lead. Flanagan, the big fist. Greg Williams, the hand pass. Finds Bruns. Bruns kick smothered. Taken by Foles, who puts a high floating kick in the air. Shane Williams came out, couldn't take it. Baker's there for Essendon, got the hand pass in. It's accepted by Wood, who breaks the tackle. Plenty of time, and eventually it's smothered. Comes back to him again. Watson caught one too high, and a bounce will take place. Umpire Tony Bryant will put it down across the half-forward line for Essendon. Centre half-forward the position. Big pack of players there. Simon Madden gets it over the back. Hocking takes it. The hand pass out to Lenahan. Lenahan's kick in towards the centre of the ground. Gary Ablett got an awkward bounce. Foles gets a push in the back, and he'll take the free kick.
So Gary Foles between half-back and centre to put the Bombers out of trouble and push them back into attack again. Madden, who's quite okay now, the target, taken by Scratch O'Neill, but he's got no support at all. However, the free kick has been sounded, and it will go back to Scratch O'Neill at centre wing. And listen to the ironical cheers of the Geelong fans. They're saying, what's happened? Oh, Scratch, and it's a shocking kick. Look at the pace of Simon Madden. He gets caught. Thompson through. Sneaks away from Williams. Gets his kick down towards the centre of the ground. Watson steals it. Goes long in towards full forward. Merritt the flyer, and he takes a good mark.
The value of a little bit of height, Danny. We've seen Simon Madden down there take a few. And the Merritt on that occasion, there wasn't a great deal that Gary Malarkey could do. And Malarkey likes to be able to use his body, but there was no chance of Malarkey trying to get that one away.
Roger Merritt almost directly in front. Well, we saw him shoot from here only minutes ago, and he pulled it. Let's see what he does on this occasion. I think he's done exactly the same thing, but with a little more distance, and Flanagan unable to mark it this time. So, the Bombers now lead by 7 points. Mark Yates. Bring the ball back into play. To the outer side of the ground he goes. Flanagan caught behind. Reynolds tried to tap it over the back, but the only person there is Watson. Workman-like, he pushes it back towards full forward, only to see Mark Yates again take a very good mark under great pressure. Goes short to Morgan. Plays on with the left foot kick in towards the centre. Ablett will be the flyer. Can't complete the mark. Plenty of Essendon players waiting down. Plenty of heavy bumps too as it's pushed again up towards Yates. He spoils from behind. Waiting there is Hocking. Picks it up now. Has to go across the face of goal. Dangerously so. Bolton is there. Does it well. Good shepherding. Sees him clear. Gets the handball across to Shane Williams. He looks up towards the centre. There is Reynolds, uses the body. The only one there is Scratch O'Neill. Sensibly sockers it off the ground. Out comes Vanderhaar, chancing his arm. Gets caught, Vander. Intercepting at his couch. He can goal from here. Puts it onto the left foot, but is off target. And one behind only, and an opportunity going begging for the Cats.
They would have loved to have seen going through. And so it's a 1 goal, the margin. And Gary Ablett hobbling around behind play. Shane Hurd ready to bring the ball back into play. Plays on from full-back. Now hooks it back. Flanagan, almost a mark to Reynolds. Shane Williams at the back, leaves it for Boss. The hand pass across. Hand pass from Couch back to Boss. Long kick. Jackson, Vanderhaar at the back of the pack. Bruns is there. Got the hand pass in. Ablett kicked off the ground by Elshaw. It goes over the boundary line. So a throw-in will take place in the forward pocket for Geelong. And Geelong take advantage of this forward thrust from the forward pocket. Reynolds got into the back of his opponent. A foolish piece of play, and Madden will take the free kick. Hand pass to Fold. Likewise to Elshaw. Another hand pass comes out to Hawker. Plenty of time. The pressure off the Bombers at the moment. Hawker's kick, well taken by Bernard Toohey.
So Toohey at half-back to put the Cats out of strife. They haven't been able to capitalise when they've got it up forward. Flanagan now on the outer side of the ground. Looks to go long. It's a good kick too. Reynoldson and Foles. Reynoldson, can he recover quickly enough? He does. Pushes it down in towards the pocket. Vanderhaar playing in front of Jackson. No one able to pick it up. Vanderhaar goes in over the top once again. And the umpire comes in and decides upon a bounce. Jackson there, Bruns also, and Couch for the Cats. Ball up in front of the small scoreboard. We're approaching the 15-minute mark of this final term. One straight kick the difference. Can the Cats get back into this game? Ablett soccers off the ground. It bounces towards goal. And you just see it drip through for 1 ball. 5 points now the mate. 59 plays 64 on Sevens Big League. Van der Haar at full back. What's he got to kick to? He can go short to Weston. Finds that player in the back pocket. Swings away from Morgan towards Watson, in towards the centre. Watson vaults, then kicks out wide. Zigzagging across the ground at the moment. Thompson has taken the mark. Looked as though he was off initially. Now set sail with a handball to Watson, who's made good ground. Up towards half forward. And a great mark taken by Darren Williams. He plays on straight away. Goes long, up towards full forward. Merritt tries to get rid of Malarkey and does so with a great mark. Oh, strength of Roger Merritt.
An excellent mark, that one, Sandy.
So Roger Merritt, an opportunity now of making the margin 11 points. His kicking for goal in this term has not been what he would like, but he's very close on this occasion and should not miss. Here's the drop punt from Roger. Fires away. Oh, Dodger. He's put the moz on me again. It's the third time in this term. Another point. Oh, dear. One straight kick the difference. So, still it goes on. Hawker will wait at the back here, but there's no need. A very good mark taken by Tim Watson on half forward. Now, when Tim gets onto a ball, he could just about boot this. Donnell draws out Boss. Watson decides to go long with a drop punt. Will go in towards the square. Merritt is there, waiting down his scratch and kneel. Read the crumbs beautifully. He was the only rover playing in front of the pack. Ablett looked to be on one leg moments ago. Shrugs the tackle. Tries to get away, has very little support. Now Buse comes in, but it's oh so late, and Danaher will clear. Across to Weston, he'll fire at goal, it's swinging back, and he hits the post. 7 points the margin now, favouring the Bombers. 9-12 plays 8-11 on Sevens Big League.
So we find Gary Malarkey coming straight up the centre of the ground. Could easily have been a free kick to Williams, but the umpire might have missed that as Watson gives a nice hand pass to Elshaw. Elshaw's long kick down towards the forward area. Oh, and that's a lovely mark to Simon Madden. Madden.
7 marks, Bob.
Diving through, and desperation mark. It's when players really respond to the occasion. And so we saw Simon Madden on that occasion.
This one could be for young Joshua, Robert. Born this week to the Madden family. Let's see what he does. I don't think Joshua would be proud of his father. 1 point. So Simon Madden's contribution is 2 behinds in this game so far, and the Bombers now lead by 8 points. But in these conditions, and considering the scoring we've had today, it's a fair break at the moment, although we've still got plenty of time left. Shane Williams got up high. 2 Essendon players waiting at the back. Watson was the one who picked it. Went away from Brian Wood. Kicks down towards the half-forward line, where the mark is taken by Shane Hurd.
A little surprised that Geelong haven't attempted to do something about the play of Watson in this quarter, Sandy. He's absolutely dominated the game.
Has run right. You're quite right, Robert. Flanagan across to Neil, who started to really run in this quarter, but he's lacked a lot of support. Couch, too slow to get his kick away. Back towards Buse, can't pick it up cleanly. Essendon looking to run it in a line down towards their forward line. Williams and Flanagan try to stop it. Back to Buse again. His handball is smothered. Pushed out now. Elshaw, the opportunist, sets up the handball to Merritt. Merritt will just about have a shot. No, he gets caught and holding the ball. No argument from the Dodger. The big fella had the chance. 2 east to Bolton. He's at half back. It's almost dark here at Kardinia Park as we approach the 19-minute mark. The Bombers looking home, but it's still plenty of time. Tui's kick towards centre wing. Greg Williams should be free kick. And will be. Kicking to a congested forward zone. Ablett, one grab. Couldn't complete the mark. The high kick by Carey is marked by Wood. He plays on straight away. Gets it up towards the half-forward line. Over the head of Donnell. Over the head of Bolton. Malarkey is out in front of Danaher. But Danaher persists. Malarkey hooks it over his shoulders to Bruns. Bruns at half-back. In towards the centre. Shane Williams, the target. Finds him. Plays on now. Started the game as if there was no tomorrows. Faded a bit in the second term, but has come back strongly. Thompson. The opportunity for Essendon. Across to Weston. Weston's handball a little loose, but he was under pressure. Van der Haar is beautifully tackled. Geelong fans are not at all happy as Thompson picks it up. Kicks up towards Danaher, who takes the mark. Terry Danaher looking to go in towards full court. Oh, Watson's there on his own. He'll run into open goal, and good night, Cats, as Timmy Watson runs wide in this final term at Kardinia Park. It's all over now. The Bombers are home, 10-13 to 8-11 on 7's Big League.
You're watching Sevens Big League, part of the Nissan VFL Premiership season.
Only 1 point the difference at three-quarter time, but the Bombers coming away to win by 16 points. And the stats, as we check on them now, we see the Bombers were on top in the marks, the frees and the handballs, and the hit-outs as well as the shots at goal. Speaking of goals, in the goals this afternoon for Essendon, Terry Danaher finished up with 3 and 2 each to Elshaw and Hawker. And for Geelong, Jackson got 3 goals, 2 to Gary Ablett and 2 to Reynoldson. You're watching Sevens Big League. Back with more action in just a moment.
Fantastic Footy Flashbacks looks at the highlights of former Richmond champion Royce Hart. That's next on Sevens Big League.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia.
From NEC comes a video recorder with features that lead the way. Dual audio heads ensure the highest quality hi-fi stereo sound. 2-speed recording means 8 hours from 1 4-hour tape. And NEC's 4 tape heads give you perfect slow motion and freeze.
Compare NEC's range at your retailer. Feature for feature, I reckon NEC's miles ahead.
Australia's champion in video too.
I got a mate. I got a mate. I got a mate. Call Mazda. Real tough mate I go to work with. Real tough mate who works real hard. Real tough mate I got to rely on. I got a mate. Call Mazda. This new E-Series is a real beauty. The whole range is hard and tough and efficient like all the Mazdas when it comes to business, but downright pampering when it comes to basics. Can't do nothing without a mate, and I got a mate. Call Mazda.
Tuesday in Australia's most popular drama.
You have to be sympathetic towards pregnant women. Sometimes they get a bit... What?
Molly's struggle continues.
Not getting in, Chloe. Got to keep fighting.
Has Cookie struck gold?
The big one's landed in the valley, mate. We'll make a fortune. I've cornered the market.
What are you?
Give me back my choice.
Now, Vicky, pull yourself together. Don't you start.
The Logie winning a country practice, 7:30 Tuesday, only on Channel 7.
On Sevens Big League now, we check the leading goal kickers after today's round of matches. Michael Roach of Richmond still on top. He didn't play today through injury. He has 38 goals. Bernie Quidlan, 3 today for a total of 35. And on the same total, Brian Wilson, who got 4 this afternoon. Brian Taylor didn't play. Simon Beasley and Gary Ablett each got 2 goals. Now, if you're having a bet on the football this afternoon, the footy bet turned out like this. It was Melbourne and selection 9, $10.15. North Melbourne selection 5, $5.10. Carlton selection 3, $5.05. Fitzroy selection 15, $6.10. Essendon selection 15 again, $8.10. And Collingwood selection 2, $5.85. The footy double this afternoon, the combination of 9 Melbourne and 5 North Melbourne, $87.05. Now, the footy quad, a big dividend, but certainly not as big as last week's, of course. Bert of South Yarra, I dare say, is still celebrating. Today, it was 2 Carlton, 6 Fitzroy, 7 Essendon, and 1 Collingwood, and the dividend was $727.45. Hope you had it. Quite a few did. Okay, time now for a regular Saturday night feature in Sevens Big League. It's NEC Fantastic Footy Flashbacks. Once again, it's up to Sandy Roberts.
Thank you, Peter, and welcome once again to NEC's Fantastic Footy Flashbacks. A question that no doubt raises many arguments around the country is who was the greatest centre-half forward of all time? Well, these letters believe it was one person. Letters this week from Mrs. McCann of South Oakley. Dee Bray of Waluga up there in Queensland. Thank you for your letter. Kay Richardson of Geelong. We then go to Ron Handley of Lighthouse Beach, Port Macquarie in New South Wales. Brian Anderson of Thornbury in Victoria wrote to us. Paul Ryan also wrote to us from Pakenham, and Margaret Edwards from Wheelers Hill, along with Mr. J. Redden of Mount Waverley. They all believe that Richmond champion Royce Hart, captain of 2 premiership sides, was the greatest centre-half forward of all time. Before we have a look at him in action, don't forget, right after this piece of tape, we'll be making the big draw for the NEC 14-inch colour television set. You could be a winner, so stay with us. But now, here's Royce.
Kick by young Bartlett, puts it up towards the area. Up goes Royce Hart and pulls down on Rip Snorter. Ross Warner with a big high kick, puts it up. Royce Hart! Oh!
But it lacks the Rip. Oh, young Hart hit his head on the fence there badly.
There's a chance for Barrett to swing around, put his feet in. Well, he does so. It's up towards centre-half forward. And the mark taken there by Hart. He plays on immediately. That's the boy who got a bad knock earlier. He kicks in towards goalward. Has a feet touch.
Put him towards the forward pocket. There's a chance for Hart again. He's marked. He snaps right across goal. Hart goes for it, shepherded by Burt. Hart's got a nice left foot snap. He's put it through.
Barrett. Bill Barrett it is, who kicks forward. There's a good mark taken by young Hart.
Slightly interfered with the Burt. By Bernadette, Hart runs through.
Here's his kick now. Royce Hart. Davis there for Melbourne, but Hart threw himself backwards. The kick from Ganane goes down to the edge of the goal square. Hart's in there, knocked away from him, however. There they go. Hart is still struggling on. He kicks it. He's kicked it through.
Play hooks it in, and there's a chance for Hart again. He marks.
Kevin Bartlett onto his left foot, swings it down here towards Hart.
Good mark.
And a magnificent mark taken by Royce Hart there. Still grabs the ball, kicks it up here towards Royce Hart. Up goes Hart, a beautiful mark. Into the Tiger territory again. Hart comes across, forces the ball down. Royce Hart picks it up, he swings around. A long kick by Hart. It's sure again.
Boy went kicking in towards the centre. Royce Hart.
So there we are, the great Royce Hart of Richmond in action. A wonderful career for the Tigers, and of course his highlights included captaining the 1973 and 74 premiership sides. Well, time now to make another NEC draw in our Fantastic Footy Flashbacks competition. Thank you for those thousands of letters that we have received. I'll give them a good old stir and see who is going to take out that 14-inch colour television. And the winner is Leo T. Lum of Coffs Harbour up there in New South Wales. Mr. Lum, I believe, has written us a letter, so thank you to you and congratulations on winning the 14-inch colour television. In your letter you suggest that you enjoy football a great deal, but you do say, Leo, that your wife hates sport, but you are given permission to watch the TV on Saturday and enjoy Seven's match of the day. Well now, Leo, with great respect, you'll be able to watch your own TV, if you like, 24 hours a day. Well done to you. We shall be in touch with you. But Leo Lum of Coffs Harbour, the winner in this week's NEC's Fantastic Footy Flashbacks competition. And don't forget, we've got more prizes throughout the season. If you enter the competition, like Leo, you've got a great chance of taking out that fabulous prize.
Throughout season 85, all letters will go into our Fantastic Footy Flashbacks barrel and be eligible to win one of 6 magnificent portable televisions from NEC. At the end of the season, all entries will go back into the barrel for the major prize draw of this outstanding 63-centimetre stereo colour television and a VHS video hi-fi from NEC, high-technology colour television and video.
Right, thank you, Sandy, for that. And that last mark in that Royce Hart clip certainly was one of the greatest of all time. Royce Hart's coming up this week on Fantastic Footy Flashbacks. More next week, more of Seven's Big League after this break.
Rivals of old, Carlton and Richmond meet again. Coming up on Seven's Big League.
But no matter how far or how wide I roam, I still call Australia. I still call Australia. I still call Australia.
see, this iron plant stand was made by a professional bank clerk, and his AEG power tools, of course. AEG, professional tools now at handyman prices.
One fully imported luxury car stands alone. New Toyota Cressida. 6-cylinder engine, electronic fuel injection, and 4-speed overdrive automatic. Fully independent suspension and 4-wheel disc brakes. Standard luxury features designed for driver comfort. New Toyota Cressida, for the driver who deserves luxury and performance. Cressida.
I didn't think I had a maternal bone in my body. I love him.
Has Lee really changed her colours?
If you want to keep your property, stay away from Stephen.
Will Caroline manage to snare Stephen for good?
Look, in an hour or two, your troubles will be over. You can forget about Roland for good.
What desperate measures has Gordon taken to keep Barbara?
The whole thing's a hoax. There's no one after me.
Sons and Daughters, compelling viewing Sunday 7:30 on 7.
Old rivals Carlton and Richmond turned out at Princes Park this afternoon before quite a good crowd in view of the conditions. The Blues, buoyed by their success last Sunday in Sydney, while the Tigers had to prove something to their coach and their fans after their disappointing display against Footscray. In the past 15 seasons, the two sides have met 39 times for 19 wins apiece and 1 draw. Carlton twice successful last year and by big margins on each occasion. At the selection table on Thursday, the Blues were again hard hit by injuries, losing English, McClure and Rhys Jones, while Richmond didn't hit the panic button after last week's loss, making only the one change, and that being Stewart for Egan. Peter McKenna and Jack Edwards are our commentators at Princes Park, and tonight we pick up the action at the 4.5-minute mark of the second quarter.
All players over the line out of bounds, but Carlton look dangerous when they get into attack, Jack.
They look dangerous, all right. 34 points in front of Richmond. And Carlton against the breeze in this term, but still having most of the play. Madden nudged out by Lee. It comes down towards Mick McKenna. Can't handle it. It's on the turf. Hand pass came out from Fraser Murphy. The shot was towards goal, but only 1 point. Pete, I missed who kicked that.
Ashman.
Rodney Ashman. He's had a good game too.
Yes, he's had a top game. Rodney Ashman has had 10 kicks, as we see. Strawn, break away.
Where's he going, though? There's no one to kick to.
Yes, 5-7 to 2 points is the score in Carlton's favour as he kicks it straight out. Now, that won't be out of bounds on the without being touched because he played on from full back.
Yeah, but there wasn't a soul out there to kick to.
Right.
He didn't have one teammate out there.
The only man out there was Hunter, and he couldn't quite get to it.
And the boundary umpire. Tapped out by Lee, taken by Hunter, kicked back toward the half-forward zone. A good mark on this occasion, and well held by Francis. He swings back toward the centre of the ground. That's half-back, really. Now, here's a chance for Richmond to go forward through Poole. Into the half-forward zone toward Jess. Jess tries to tap it on. Eustace a chance. He picks up. The goals are open, but he can't get the kick in that deep to the half-forward zone. What a great mark that was. Hunter at the back diving, and there was Silvani.
Good player, young Stephen. Tremendous effort. Young Stephen Silvani playing at full-back. Only a young kid punching it away as Road. Play on, said the umpire. The advantage rule as Rioli gets it across to Walsh. Walsh straightens up from centre half 40. Fires at the goal. I think he might. Was it touched?
Goal.
Was it touched? No, said the goal umpire. It's a goal to Philip Walsh. The first kick by the Tigers.
On Sevens Big League, Carlton 5-7-37. Richmond 1-2-8 points. We're in the second quarter by just over 6 minutes. Pete, I often wonder about that advantage rule. Now, when that ball came off the hands of the players there, the umpire played the advantage rule, but really, Rialdi was in a good position to accept that.
I think he saw that the Richmond player was clear, Jack.
Yeah, but he was in a good position, though, so you often do the side an injustice.
Well, the only thing is they ended up with a goal, I suppose, so I suppose we can't argue with it as we see Corker Millis going in against Johnson. Johnston on the left foot, kicks it high, looking for Ashman. Ashman cleverly gets in front position. It's taken away by Kenny Sheldon. He goes for home towards full forward Oja and the big fella Madden. In goes Fraser Murphy. Stewart tackles Madden. And the umpire, this time umpiring Clayton, will bounce the ball about 30 metres out from the Carlton goal.
Wouldn't be a great day for Madden out there in these conditions, would it? The big fellows wouldn't suit them, but Madden and Lee are trying hard. The ball just about thrown out by Blackwell. Ashford, who shoots toward goal, but he's off target. It's running toward the boundary line, gathering pace in front of the players now, and going out of bounds in the forward pocket for the Blues. Carlton 5-7-37. Richmond 1-2-8 points. You're on Sevens Big League.
7.5 minutes into the second term at Princes Park, the game between Carlton and Richmond.
Oh, well done, Matt. Bit unlucky, but he interfered with Lee, umpire's play. And I think the free kick was there, actually, but his idea was good, Madden. He just interfered a little bit too much.
Haven't seen a goal square that muddy for a long time, Peter.
No, it's actually cleared up here now, but the rain has done the damage to the ground. Slippery conditions as Lee breaks away and kicks it across the centre wing area. Alvin, geez, a good disciplined player. Kicks and knocks it away towards Glascott. Glascott puts it off the ground right out towards the half-forward flank area. That was good disciplined play by Alvin.
It's a long way to go across the ground, Peter, from one half-back flank to the opposite wing. It's a funny-looking kick when you're going into attack with the breeze.
I thought, though, Alvin's knock away...
Now, that was good stuff.
Yeah,
I was worried about the attacking
well, there's
the
Michael
Richmond side.
McKenna getting it down towards the half-forward line. It's grabbed there by Johnny Anea. He hooks it back, but before he did, the ball was over the line and out of bounds. The scoreboard at the moment showing Carlton on 5-7-37, well in front of Richmond, 1 goal, 2-8.
Yes, the Tigers went to sleep a bit in the first quarter and the Blues got into them. Lee tapped it down, but in there is Sheldon, can't get it out. Carlton can pack this game up now, Pete, for the rest of the game and hold Richmond out, because Richmond need about 4 goals to get back into the scene here. Here's a chance for Rioli. Back to Francis. Kicking hurriedly down to the forward pocket. Up they fly. Pickering couldn't take it. Good rover here by Glasgow. Ball coming across now. Across the ground from one back pocket to the other half-back flank and running out of bounds. So there's method in Carlton's defence here. They're coming away from the attacking side of the ground, Peter.
Gee, that's a surprise that James was off the ground after his performances in recent weeks. And Jess has been now taken off. There's Ashman again. He's been a great player. That's holding the man. It must be to Richmond. It'll go to Poole against Blackwell. Poole has been Richmond's best player in my book so far in this game. He's on centre wing as he kicks it towards half forward. Up they go, Baines at the back of the pack. Now it's a danger for Carlton as Waitman goes in after it. He's got it to Dale Waitman. He ducks around on the right foot. He fires at the goals. And I think he's kicked it. 2 goals to the Tigers. 2-2. Trailing Carlton 5-7.
As I said before, Pete, it's a long way to go before the game is over, and Richmond are coming back. So Richmond now on 14 points, with Carlton on 5 goals, 7-37. 2-2 playing 5-7.
Well, Dale Waitman has only had 2 kicks so far in this match. I'm just wondering if his 6-goal effort for Victoria has taken something out of it.
That's what I said the other earlier in the call, Pete. I wonder how long it'll be before Lee and Waitman fall to last Tuesday night's great form, because under these heavy conditions that could happen. So the ball back in that very wet centre, not that muddy, but just wet, just a damn nuisance.
Well, they've got the time. It's only 10 and a half minutes gone in the second quarter. They're kicking with the breeze. They're creeping up there, Jack, but they need 2 or 3 quick goals to be up there with Carlton. They're going forward again out to Eustace. It's on half forward. He's a very clever player, Mark Eustace.
Oh.
He's got the ball. He's still got it onto the left foot. He hooks it back towards the forward line. Well done down there by Vic Dan Foley. He used his body beautifully on Reed, but he keeps it in that half-forward flank area. And
there's been nearly a free kick, the young Silvani there. The arm was over the neck.
Good player.
I know he came from Marshalling College, Pete, but don't keep pushing him up. Here's a hand pass coming out to Meldrum. The hand pass came from Rowe, but it's been taken here by Anea and kicked into the half-forward zone for Richmond. Nearly a mark, but not paid on that occasion. Waitman again. The left foot passes on. No mark. Play-on's a call. Chance for Reed, tapped out of bounds. Defensive work. Could have been penalised, but the umpire said no.
Well, Richmond, Jack, I think you would agree, are looking much better in this quarter, kicking with the breeze, and bad luck there with that little short pass from Waitman, who's starting to come into the game. Didn't come up as we see Lee against Baines. Baines knocks it towards the boundary line. He'd be quite happy with that. That was out. Yes, said the umpire. Out of bounds on halfway between half-forward and forward pocket, still in Richmond's attacking zone.
12 minutes into the second term, Carlton 5-7-37, Richmond 2-2-14. You're on Sevens Big League, and the ball in the forward pocket for Richmond, picked up here by Eustace on the left foot, hooks it around, can't find a teammate as yet. The ball now 30 metres out from goal. Could have tripped the James, it tripped. Now holding the man. The umpire set. Now James missed a very, very easy shot in the first term from 15 metres out. This time he's about 35 to 40 metres out. The breeze behind him, having his second kick. And he missed the first shot at goal, so his confidence won't be up. He's just come off the interchange bench.
They're inching their way back in Richmond. They badly need this goal. Young Silvani, Stephen Silvani on the mark. As James is a beautiful kick. He puts that one through, and Richmond move on to 3 goals to 20, trailing Carlton 5-7-37.
Today in Australia, there is one company car that sets world-class standards. One company car that consistently sets new sales records. Holden Commodore Executive, with refinements like cloth seats, AM/FM stereo radio and cassette player, automatic transmission, power steering, and an optional electronic fuel-injected engine. Holden Commodore Executive, Australia's most sought-after company car.
For difficult spots, the new Hoover Turbo Power comes complete with a unique burst of power switch. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
Footy fans, show your team's colours with these exciting products. 1985 VFL Pictorial Magazines. Only $3.95, a wealth of information. Club history, player facts, and more. Full of action colour pics, and it opens up. To complete your set, don't forget your team posters and individual player posters. All new design and photographs. Your favourite players. Look for them at newsagents, footy grounds, and club shops.
If you're not watching 7 National News, you're only getting half the picture. See all the major sports events with Australia's top commentators. Weekends at 6. 7 National News. We give you more than just the score.
Carlton getting off to a very good start. They led by 34 points at the first change. We rejoin the match now at the start of the final term, and the Blues leading by 31 points.
From Princes Park, we bring Sevens Big League into game here between Carlton and Richmond. Carlton 70, Richmond 39. Carlton lead by 31 points going into the final term. Big League tries to tap it on, taken by Meldrum, nearly took it anyhow. Got it out to Hunter. His kick was smothered off the boot. Picked up again by Meldrum. Kicked back toward the half-forward zone. Francis couldn't take the mark. Here's a chance for Burton. Had one attempt to try and get it away. Couldn't do so. Picked up by Sheldon. The kick is very high. There was a chance there to the mark to be taken, but it couldn't be taken by Ogier. Carlton tried to go forward, but the umpire said a bounce will take place. Carlton leading by 31 points over Richmond on Sevens Big League. 1 minute into the final term.
Centre half forward for the Carlton side as Michael McKenna has the ball smothered by Wayne Johnston. Ashman probably best man on the ground at this stage on the left foot looking for Mark Buckley, punched away by Jess. Players go in after. There's Trevor Poole, easily Richmond's best player, over to Jess. And finally it's a shot at the goals coming up by Blackwell. Johnston flies over the back of the pack. It goes over the line and out of bounds, right in that forward pocket area for Carlton. But a great first quarter here at Princes Park by Carlton, where they kicked 5 goals. In fact, 5 goals, 6 to Richmond's 2 points, has set up a terrific finish coming up here. With the Carlton should take it away from here, but it's Burton. Richmond will fight back, I've got no doubt about that. Towards the half-back line, Eustace, it's Meldrum. Meldrum's been a good player. Eustace has also been one of Richmond's better players. A hurry kick comes up towards the half-forward line where the mark is taken by an ex-Carlton player in Peter Francis.
There was only 11 points between the teams at half-time, but Carlton's third quarter certainly set them up for a good win when they kicked 4 goals 7 to 1 goal 5 to Richmond. Lee feeling the effects, I think, of last Tuesday night's interstate game. Now it's been picked up by Waitman, given to Anea. Anea going goalward. There have been some shocking shots for goal today. But this one's off target, running through now for only 1 behind. In the third term, Footscray had a couple of chances, Pete, as did Carlton, to kick goals, but shocking kicking.
Richmond, you mean?
Richmond and Carlton both had shots for goal, but poor kicking robbed them of goals.
They certainly did, as we see Curly Austin, and great to see Curly Austin back in that Carlton side. The ball is thumped away. Going in after it is Kenny Sheldon, is dispossessed of the ball, picked up by James, who's been a quiet player today. Onto the right, left foot, he fires. That's not a bad-looking kick. He's kicked it. 2 goals to young James, and that was a beautiful kick.
Well, Richmond not giving up without a fight, as Peter McKenna did suggest before.
Carlton 9 goals, 16, 70 points. Richmond 6 goals, 10, 46 on Sevens Big League. We're only 3 minutes into the final quarter, so there's only 36 points. Sorry, I'll revise that. 24 points between the teams. And Peter and I have seen some great finishes this year, particularly from North Melbourne. So can Richmond do a North Melbourne. Kicked off the ground by Ashman. Up towards the half-forward zone. There's a chance now. Burton got a hand pass to Jess. He's caught. Lost possession. Picked up by Burton again. Under pressure. Gets the ball toward the boundary line. McKenna showing no pace at all. Could have been the first of that ball, but nearly ran third in a field of 2, I was about to say. It's about how fast he was going. He nearly ran third in a field of 2.
If his name was Edwards, you would have called him a store gift winner,
Good
I reckon,
Lord,
Jack.
he was slow.
He was a bit slow there. Peter rode too quick for him on that occasion, Mickey McKenna, but still, as the ball is on that half-forward line, Richmond want a couple of quick goals if they're going to get back into this game. Carlton has certainly been the better side right throughout today. As we see, the umpiring excellent today. Clayton and Smith, experienced umpires. Towards the boundary line went Burton, Chris Burton, the ex-Footscray player, over the line in front of the Carlton Social Club. Scoreboard at the moment, Carlton on 9-16, Richmond on 6-10.
4 minutes gone, 4 goals between the teams, with Carlton leading and Carlton bottling the game up in front of the Carlton Social Club stand.
Morris Rioli off the ground, had a heavy strapping on one of his thighs, may have done a hamstring, so he's a bad loss, and they're certainly missing Michael Roach.
Only had 4 kicks prior to that too, Peter, so he wasn't in the game at all. I would have thought he was injured before he started today.
There's Trevor Poole, easily Richmond's best player, down towards half-forward, where a safe mark has been taken by Wayne Harms, and that defence has been excellent today. Hunt has made a big difference. Young Silvani has impressed me at full-back, as we see Sheldon up towards the forward line, but ducking back to take a safe mark on his chest is Jimmy Jess. He plays on and goes for the long kick. Yes, he is going wide. It was probably a good idea in defence as Walsh went for the mark. Here's danger for Richmond as the Carlton player Blackwell had possession, but umpire Clayton elects to come in and bounce the ball.
Blackwell saying he was tackled too high, but umpire Clayton throwing the ball up, not trying to bounce it on the rain-soaked oval. The ball tapped down. It's been picked up by Strawn, had 2 thoughts. Eventually went back to his right foot and kicked straight down the throat of Sheldon. He drives back to Jess up high to thump the ball down. Richmond need a goal to get back in business. Could have been a free kick there. Richmond's way, but no, it's been played on now. Looks like Corkamila's going goal. Jess got a hand pass away, headed to the boundary line. The crowd appealed for the free kick, but the umpire said a boundary throw in.
Well, good umpiring by umpire Clayton. That would have been pretty tough. Poor old Jimmy was under tremendous pressure. He had no alternative but to head for the boundary line. It was good defensive play. That was nearly a free kick. Taken away by little Fraser Murphy. He fires, and what a goal. A great goal by the tough little rover.
Yes, good goal to Murphy, just about sealing the fate of Richmond, but who knows? Murphy kicks his second goal. Carlton 10 goals, 16-76, leading Richmond by 5 goals on 6-10-46.
Westpac's Getting Started package. Handle your money your way and live life the way you want to. Get started at Westpac, the bank.
The spirit of freedom is captured in new Ford Falcon. Freedom to stretch your wings in a plush new color-coordinated interior. Exciting new instrumentation. New ideas for convenience. Versatile new luggage capacity. And the freedom of more power. Yet even greater fuel economy. The spirit of freedom. The spirit of new Ford Falcon.
India, 1878. A proud regiment. 100 years of honor destroyed in a single night with an unspeakable crime amongst officers and ladies. Michael York, Stacey Keach and Susanna York in the dramatic Sunday movie at 8:30, Conduct Undercover, presented by the State Bank.
That's the set-abouts once again, with the umpire throwing the ball in the air. It's brought to turf now. McKenna tried for a hand pass. May have been legged. I think the umpire would have suggested that. McKenna taking the free kick. putting Richmond forward. To the half-forward zone they travel, over the heads of the players. This could be a chance for Eustace. He picks up now. A hand pass comes into Landy. The left-footed kick toward goal. Oh, not even close, not within a bull's roar. Hardly in the same paddock, out of bounds.
Dreadful kick by Graham Landy. He should have at least centred the ball there. He's put it out of bounds under no pressure whatsoever. So they're not playing well, Richmond. There's big marks.
I was saying about some of their shots in the third quarter, Peter, going the same way.
Quite right. As Hunter towards half-back, Corker-Millis, nearly best man on the ground in the first half. Kicked away by Austin towards the half-back flank area. Carlton with a very good lead at the moment. It will be very difficult. 5 goals they have to catch up the Richmond side. I don't think they're playing well enough, Jack.
Some of those players there, they look like Al Jolson. See Ashman and little Mickey McKenna both wearing the helmet, both looking the same colour. The free kick against Stewart. Infringement, said the umpire Ian Clayton, and the free kick going to Red Baines. Baines of Carlton looking into Ward Rhodes. No, the kick's smothered by McKenna. Should have hand passed back out. Now he does. Taken by Mount. Mount going goal. Is it charged now? Oh, no, Carlton. No, Richmond forwards. He kicks it straight to Silvani.
2 Richmond players led. They were completely ignored, and they kicked it straight to Carlton. That's where they miss Roach, as we see Hunter. A short pass out the road. Road, a very, very impressive player to Kenny Sheldon, who's running back into form too. Up towards half-forward, over the back, but it's a mark in front to Timmy Jeff. They need goals, and they need them quickly. Richmond back towards Road, and he's really impressed me, Peter Road, today, and it was about time he got in that senior side. A couple of weeks ago, they slotted him in. He was nearly best on the ground every week in the reserves and didn't get his chance. In goes Jeff again after the football. Peter Francis, the ex-Carlton player, comes away. He's looking out wide to Mickey McKenna. Oh, Tommy Alvin against 2 Richmond players. Kicks it off the ground. Great play, and he gets the plaudits of his teammate and Wayne Blackwood.
Boundary throw-in taking place on centre wing. Ruckman coming in now. Baines will oppose Stewart. Stewart with the front berth. Baines into his back a little bit. It comes down, taken by Poole, who heads toward the half-forward zone. Harms can't take it now. Here's a chance for Richmond. Pickering. Can he pick up? He's on the wrong foot. Not a good kick in toward the forward zone. No play can take it cleanly. Here's a chance now. The shot at goal is kicked through by Eustace, and it's a goal to Richmond. So Richmond still with some fight at the 9-minute mark of the final term. Richmond 7-10, Carlton 10-16 on Sevens Big League.
Yes, well, that's given the Tigers some semblance of hope, because now they are only 4 goals behind, and 4 goals in modern-day football at the 9-minute mark is not a great advantage. It's a little bit...
I'd rather be 4 in front.
Well, because of the conditions, I suppose it's a lot harder, but on a dry day it'd be nothing, as we see Stewart doing the ruck work. They'll fight it out, Richmond, no doubt about that. Up towards Burton it goes. That was from Johnston, that kick. Burton takes the mark. They're fighting, Richmond. Up towards half-forward, punched away by Hunter. They badly want 2 or 3 quick goals. Taken away by Waitman. Here they come, the Tigers. The pass is made. It's a lead. Oh, was it in the back? The umpire said it was in the back. Unlucky to Rod Austin. He's not happy with the decision, and it was a bit of a ticky-touch with one in my book, because I thought the mark was dropped.
Well, the mark was dropped, but by the same token, Ashman was into his back, and I don't think there was any...
yeah.
I think it was into his back, did I say?
Ashman.
No, sorry, Austin. Yeah, I didn't think the umpire did much about it. Pete, he had to pay it. So...
See, this will be a handy one, Jack.
Well, can he kick it?
Well...
You're the expert on kicking goals.
Well, he's normally a pretty good kick volley. He fires, and I think he's put it through. He has. It's a goal. They're only 3 goals behind the Tigers.
Yes, on Sevens Big League, Carlton 10-16, 76, Richmond 8-10, 58, and only 10.5 minutes gone in the final term.
If your carrying needs stretch beyond most wagons, you need... Come alive to Irvan Luxury. Come and drive Nissan Irvan and enjoy stretch-out comfort. There's room for 9, and Irvan is actually shorter outside than a mid-size sedan. 2-liter power and Nissan's world-famous reliability. That's new Irvan.
That's Australia's best value.
Nissan know-how. Save now during Van Month at your Nissan dealer.
Anyone can create a product, but it takes ingenious and dedicated people to take that product and develop it to its ultimate. NEC Computer, the power of Japan.
Tonight on Trapper
We are
John.
looking for a baby. No name, no parents, no record of his birth.
Dr. Rivers, our baby hasn't stopped crying since we took him home.
You're thinking what I'm thinking? What were you afraid of? Opiates in the urine. This child's a heroin addict.
Yeah, the baby that disappeared yesterday.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure.
The last time we did not steal the baby.
And for the last time, you did not get him from us.
This is what we call a black market baby ring.
Oh, no.
The baby business is booming. Trapper John, 9:30 tonight.
At the 20-minute mark now of the final quarter, it's Carlton by 19 points.
And line up and sort of fan out. Here's a chance for Sheldon. On centre wing, in the back, good tackle by Palm. The umpire said, in the ball. I don't really believe that. I don't think that was the right decision.
He had the ball. That's one of the few mistakes they've made today. He certainly had the ball, Sheldon. I wouldn't have penalised Palm there. Up towards, he's taken another ripper mark. Justin Madden, and boy, he's playing well, Justin, as he gets it across to Corkamillis, off the side of the boot to Tommy Elvin. He's always a real goer. He's caught on that occasion, though. Here's a chance for Richmond as Oja goes in after it. Free kick to Walsh. It must be. Yes, said the umpire. Now, this is their real chance now. They've got to drive it long down the ground and score a quick goal if they're to win this. Up towards Pickering. Couldn't take the mark. Over the back is Stewart. Knocks it on. Peter Road goes in after it. Kicked off the ground by Eustace against Ashman. Eustace cleverly knocks it back. Ashman over the top of him. Play on, said the umpire. Pickering goes in. He's still got the ball. Pickering over to Eustace. He hooks it back. Now, can Foley take a mark? Over the back. He can't. In goes Tommy Elvin. Casually strolls away. Onto the left foot he goes and puts it out of bounds on half-back flank for Carlton.
Boundary throw-in taking place on Richmond's half-forward line, with Richmond trailing 59 to Carlton's 78. 19 points between the teams, and 21 minutes have gone in the final term here at Princes Park on Sevens Big League. Lee taps it down to Waitman, who gave it out to Palm. Palm can see a lead. He's gone wide. Shocking kick. He's gone too wide indeed. The ball's with Foley. He's caught by Austin. It's on the turf. Tapped out. Chance for Palm again. Back to Walsh. He's caught. Hand pass ineffective. It's on the turf. Eustace plays now. He picks it up. He tries to beat the paddock. He gets a hand pass back. Can Palm shoot for goal? He does. He shoots for goal, but what has he done? He's put it through for a goal to Richmond. Is it too late or is it not? Carlton 10-18, 78. Richmond 9-11, 65 on Sevens Big League.
2 goals to David Palm. He's tried hard today. Don't tell me we're going to see another one of those finishes, Jack, where we saw North Melbourne get up in the time-on period against the Blues. It's a little bit close for comfort, 65 to 78. That's a difference of 13 points at the 22-minute mark of the final quarter.
Richmond need a goal.
Lead. Yes, down towards Palm. Over to Francis. He knocks it on. Players going in hard after the football. Meldrum nearly got collected. Out to Blackwell it comes. He breaks away. Cleverly ducks around. Goes short. Up towards half-forward, and here's a chance for Carlton to get up into attack, this time through Peter Dean.
Dean with the ball, half-forward on the member's side of the ground, puts it up very high. Is it Buckley or Oja? Here's a chance for Jess now to pick up. He can see Francis in the centre of the ground who can move Richmond forward. He finds Francis too at the half-back position. He shouldn't go wide, straight down the ground, the only way to attack. He goes out toward the flank. Meldrum comes on the scene, but he can't beat Waitman on this occasion. Waitman picks up. In pursuit is Glasgow. Waitman gets the kick in the nick of time. Down to the half-forward zone. Rovers needed. McKenna's there. He shoots toward goal. The kick's not long enough, and the mark's taken by Harms.
Yes, a poor kick by Michael McKenna. He should have sprinted at goal and put that one through, but he hurried his kick, and it landed in the goal square for Harms to take a good, safe mark. A goal there would have made an enormous difference to the game, but a good mark by Harms as he breaks away and looks for Justin Madden. Mark Lee in front. Over the back is young Stephen James against Peter Dean. Knocks it on to Corkamillis. Corkamillis close to the boundary line, and the ball is forced over the line out of bounds. Not far away from 24 minutes gone. In fact, 23 and a half minutes gone in this final quarter. The difference is 13 points in favour of the Blues.
Richmond need a goal to get back with any sort of a chance. Silvani looking for a hand pass to Ashman. Found Ashman. Might find the boundary line here in a minute too. Out there is James thumping something or somebody. I'm not too sure. The umpire, Kevin Smith, talking to Ashman. and I think Ashman will be the player to take the free kick.
Been a great player today, Ashman.
20th kick to Ashman. Gone short too, found a teammate, good pass. Only a short one, but Carlton are containing the ball.
Yes, they are, and Rhodes been an excellent player too for Carlton. Up towards half forward, Mark Buckley, Jess over the back. That's a mark. No, said the umpire. Francis, here's a chance again for the Tigers as James flies. No mark. Oh, into his back. No, said the umpire. Play on, said umpire Smith. Ashman, Waitman playing for the free kick. There's Eustace getting it across there to Burton. Burton off the side of the boot. Free kick, it should have been to Stewart. No, said the umpire again. Knocked on by Stewart to James. He's got it. He runs towards goal. He fires. He's missed. Oh, boy, did they need that one. He's put it through for a point again, and he's kicked 2 goals, 5 for the day.
Well, he's certainly not got the right boots on today, Peter, because that was a real chance to get
it would have lifted
Richmond
them
right up. Yes, they would have had time because we're not quite into time on as yet. Now the difference we see is 12 points. 2 goals between the teams. Austin from full-back, kicking in toward Madden, who's been holding his marks well. Didn't quite hold that one, though. It's been kicked up by Rhodes. It's a high one. It's hard to take, and well taken by Palm. Palm needs someone to kick a goal. He's gone out wide into the centre of the ground, looking for Rainier. The pass didn't come off. Murphy shrugs the tackle, drives up to the half-forward zone. That's Carlton going into attack. A free kick was missed there for Richmond, but it's Dean now of Carlton with the ball, forward pocket, goes for short pass. Can't find anyone yet. Yes, here's Murphy. Murphy shoots the goal. Can't make contact. Just turns them out. Just drives back towards Walsh. Opposed to Road. Walsh can't mark. Road takes it. Walsh's free kick.
Oh, boy. A lucky free kick, I thought, to Philip Walsh, but he breaks away. He kicks it wide. I don't know whether that's the right position, but it's come off as he finds Craig Stewart, normally a great kicker for football. And have a look at that one. That's a 65-metre torpedo putt. Oh, a mark! Oh, he played the push in the back against Stephen James to Bruce Reid. Oh, gee, taking a good mark too. But umpire Smith right onto that one. He was standing 15 metres away and had a great view of that one as we see Bruce Reid towards Jess. Jess from behind. Disciplined play by Jess. Punches the ball away. Knocked on the Blackwell from Corkamillis. A long kick by Blackwell. Oja. Over the back is Fraser. Fraser Murphy, that is. Kicked off the ground there by Straw, and I think they have to keep it in play. They can't go defensive at this stage, Richmond, as we see they're getting thumped out of the way. Peter Francis on half-back flank. I think time's run out for them, Jack.
We're coming to the 27-minute mark now. The final turn from Princes Park on Sevens Big League, and Madden over the top of Lee. Got the tap down towards Francis. It's socket off the ground. Here's Rowley's playing socket too. He can't pick it up. Here's a chance now for Carlton if they can get the ball moving forward. A chance for Road. He balks nicely. He's out on the half-forward flank. He gave it to Ashman. He gives it to Murphy. Here's a goal coming up from Murphy. He shoots toward goal, and he's got it. So Murphy clinches the game for the Blues here at Princes Park. Carlton 11-18, 84. Richmond 9-12, 66 on Sevens Big League.
You're watching Sevens Big League, part of the Nissan VFL Premiership season.
Well, a superb opening quarter by Carlton in the wet conditions. They led by 34 points at the first change, and really that did set the victory up for them. They led by 31 points at three-quarter time and won the match by 17. In the stats, Carlton on top in all departments excepting the hit-outs, although the margins in most of the cases not great. In the goals this afternoon at Princes Park, for Carlton, Murphy and Ashman got 3 apiece, and for Richmond, Palm got 2, and James also got 2 goals. And their reporter at Princes Park this afternoon, Peter Donegan.
It was a weary Carlton side that trudged from Princes Park this afternoon after its slogging win over the Tigers. The first real rains of the season turned the game into a slogging contest, with the Blues holding on to register a victory which was full of determination. One man who enjoyed the damp conditions was Carlton rover Rod Ashman.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've played in the wet feet, but I thoroughly enjoyed it because it softened up the ground for once, and naturally enough, the result was really pleasing for us.
The first 2 quarters were distinctly different, with their starting off so well, but then Richmond came back hard in the second.
Yes, they've been renowned for that this year. They did the same against Footscray last week. Footscray got the jump, they came back, they fought back. We were expecting something like that, but unfortunately we didn't cover it, but fortunately our last 2 quarters were a little bit better.
your own form today, you must have been delighted with that.
Yeah, I was fairly pleased, yeah. So, as I say, I don't mind playing to it. It sort of helps us guys a little bit.
One of the young players, Darren Ojo, played a great hand in today's win.
Certainly did. Oj has been very patient in his apprenticeship and reserves, and he's showed great form in reserves, and he carried on the seniors, and we're looking forward to some great games from him.
Always the opportunist, little Fraser Murphy once again contributed valuably with 3 goals.
It was a great win. The boys are very well together now, and we're looking forward to bigger things now. We're looking at the hard team things instead of the flashy things now, and we're starting to get the numbers right. Should be good.
Being one of the little men on the ground, you would have appreciated the return to form of Justin Madden. He played very well.
Yeah, Justin's been playing well, actually. He's been playing well in the reserves leading up to this, and he's carried his form through, which is good to see. He does get a lot of criticism in his weight, but it's good to see him doing well.
You showed a fair bit of determination in the last quarter there when Richmond got to within about 12 points at one stage, but you were just too strong at the end.
Well, I think memories of North Melbourne came flooding back there. Don't want that to happen again. It's a bad feeling when you lead all day like that and lose it in the last couple of kicks. We're determined not to let it go this time.
Peter Donegan, our reporter at Princes Park this afternoon for the clash between Richmond and Carlton. You're watching Sevens Big League. We'll be back with more after this.
Scott Palmer returns with the most up-to-date news in football. Next on Sevens Big League.
You can get it riding. You can get it sliding. You can feel it coming on about 4. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Bic. Bic Bitter. You can get it walking. You can get it talking. You can get it working a plow. Matter of fact, I got it now. Victoria Bitter.
As you can see, this wardrobe was made by a professional hairdresser, and his AEG power tools, of course. AEG, professional tools now at handyman prices.
Well, hello and good day. Nice to see you this way.
Now Food Plus offers you even more. The latest video releases from Night Owl Video and CIC Test.
Start date 8097.3. Now, Mr. Scott. This summer, Admiral James T. Kirk and the crew of the Enterprise take off on their greatest mission to find their friend. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock.
Night Owl Video. Take home a new release movie tonight.
All of them? Oh, my God.
You have the right to remain silent.
Simon and Simon are in for much more than they bargained for.
Do you mind if we talked about murder instead of love for a little bit? I think I'd feel more comfortable. Don't mind him. He gets testy when his house gets blown up. Happens every time.
It's a murder mystery with a twist at every turn.
Satisfy yourself. We just don't do anything terribly cruel.
Simon and Simon.
I'm sorry, our ménage à trois suite is booked.
You guys are really hard out.
The perfect combination. 8:30 tonight on 7.
More action on Sevens Big League coming up shortly, but time now to check the scores of our non-televised matches today. And first of all, we see that Collingwood had a good win over Hawthorn, their first win over the Hawks in 7 outings. 8-9-57 to 6-10-46, the Magpies by 11 points. Manson, 5 goals for the Magpies. Malaxos got 2 for Hawthorn. Fitzroy, showing some form, finally. They defeated Footscray by 14 points. Bernie Quillen got 3 goals for the Roys, and for the Bulldogs, Bandlet got 4 and Beasley 2. And VFL Park, Melbourne, far too good for St Kilda. They won by 52 points. Wilson got 4 goals and Cordner 3, and for St Kilda, Manning finished up with 3 goals. Don't forget, tomorrow, the televised match after World of Sport and the Army Reserve Cup is between Footscray and Fitzroy, and we'll be crossing to the ground straight after World of Sport. And right now, it's time for our regular feature this time on a Saturday night. Scotty Palmer with all the latest footy information. Let's go up now to the offices of the Sunday Press. Here's the sporting editor, Scotty Palmer.
Good evening, Peter. Welcome, viewers. Excuse the cold, but it was very chilly down at the MCG today. After a horrendous week through injuries, Collingwood climbed back, and according to their coach, Bob Rose, the whole club contributed. We sat down after losing those 3 players last week and had a good look at ourselves, said Rosie. We decided it was up to the young kids, and they did the job for us today. But the Magpies, they're still in the wars. 3 more have gone down today. Rains with a hamstring and Abernathy and Malay ankle injuries. The new hero at Victoria Park, the lanky Tasmanian kid, James Charlie Manson. Alan Jeans of Hawthorn put it simply. They had a couple of forwards. Manson was the best, and we had none. The Hawk Russell Green has concussion tonight. It was football at its best. If you took that to Queensland or America, they'd go bananas over it, said Essendon coach Kevin Sheedy tonight. Geelong, however, was a bit upset over the umpiring down there at Kardinia Park, and I believe one player had a few things to say at the aftermatch sofa. It was a tough game in which Sheedy's move to putting Weston Ablett, Hurd on Neil and Van der Haar on Jacko all brought good results. The one of Van der Haar, he said, was terrific. It's good to put one larrikin on another. The Cats suffered one injury. David Bolton could have a cracked rib. In a spiteful and often vicious game at VFL Park, Melbourne emerged the victor, and Ron Barassi said he was pleased to see the Demons respond to aggression. He was chewing an apple during the conference and said, "I have something profound to say. A win is a win is a win is a win." Obviously, Barassi was pretty happy with that victory today. Graham Jelly of St Kilda said it was back to basics again for the Saints, and he felt the Saints wasted the ball all day long. Footscray's Mick Malthouse isn't pushing the panic button yet. Malthouse said he couldn't really anyway because there are very few players in the reserves he could look at. He believes the club's pride in itself will help it in the weeks ahead. Robbie Walls of Fitzroy had no reason for the Lions' good form over the last 2 weeks. Perhaps the move to VFL Park for training, he posed. There he's been able to train the Lions until late at night, and they're getting good results from that big ground. There's been a praise, too, for the newcomers, Hallis, McIver and Keane. Walsh did the right thing in resting Matt Rendell when the rains came down today. We're always saying next week. A disappointed Swans coach John Northey said tonight after his side's loss at the MCG. We're just not committed enough. We didn't do the things we'd talked about all week. It was disgraceful not kicking a goal until the second half. Northey, though, was pleased with the rucking of Big John Ironmonger. John Kennedy's tack is to praise the opposition these days. You can't denigrate the Swans, he said. Give credit to the Swans. He's trying to keep the Kangaroos at low key. But around in the North, officials tonight were already planning the next week's match against Richmond. There were no reports or no injuries from the match, and 14,000 went to the MCG. Carlton was pleased to see the tenacity return to its team, and coach David Parkin said he would be struggling to pick the best players today. The Tigers went into a long huddle after that loss, and must be disappointed to know that Mark Lee has a groin strain and Rioli a hamstring. Should they have played Michael Roach, that too will be part of their post-mortem overnight. That's all, Pete, but I'd like to wish all the Manchester United people good luck for this evening. That's all. Back to you.
Yes, the FA Cup, of course, and that should be a great game too. Speaking of great games, I know it's going to be a good one at Football Park in Adelaide on Tuesday night, and you'll see Geelong take on Norwood. And there were some very good players in the Norwood side too, so the Cats are going to have to name a very good lineup to beat Norwood. That's Football Park on Tuesday night, 8:30 on 7, exclusive to the 7 Network and associated stations in the Foster's Cup. Hope you can join us for that. More football after this.
Next on 7's Big League, the Sydney Swans do battle with Kennedy's Roos at the MCG.
Welcome to Scotland. Here you will not be a stranger for long, but as you travel through our countryside or linger a while in our historic towns and villages, you will always be amongst friends.
Mr. Foster, it's true blue. Australia's beer that grew and grew, and now it's enjoyed all around the world. All around the world, you're gonna hear this word.
Among people famous for their hospitality, your Foster's is making more friends every day.
Foster's Cider, it's got the flavor that's taken it all around the world.
Tomorrow is Sunday Press Day, and you'll get all the sports action first in Sunday Press. They've invented the perfect golf ball, but will it take the sport out of golf? Sunday Press reports. Neil Roberts examines the hate that flares during interstate football matches. And Stacky has his say about another bouncer war brewing on the current cricket tour of England. Read about the exclusive island hideaway for frazzled executives. And all the weekend stories in Sunday Press, out tomorrow.
The family-size Hoover Elite 900 has a stainless steel wash bowl. Its competitor does not. That's why Hoover is ahead of the rest.
This Sunday, the circus is coming to town and everyone's been invited.
One of the attractions of the circus is the danger.
It's a lot of hard work, but it's worth it on the night. Willisey looks at the Little Big Top, Sunday at 5 on 7.
At the Melbourne Cricket Ground today, it was North Melbourne's turn to play host, and they had as their guest the Sydney Swans, who last week in Sydney failed narrowly in that exciting game against Carlton. Excitement, though, is something that the Roos fans have had plenty of so far during the year, with last-kick victories over Carlton and Melbourne, and the previous round chalking up their best win for quite some time when they knocked off league leaders and reigning premiers Essendon. The Kangaroos, too, have won 19 out of their last 30 meetings, although for this afternoon's encounter they'd lost the dynamic Wayne Schimmelbusch, while the Swans had to replace Morwood and Evans. Our replay tonight from the cricket ground begins at the 4-minute mark of a very wet first quarter, and with me in the commentary box is Lou Richards.
See the day raining before the match, which it was, wouldn't help the crowd to turn up. Short pass, a good one, and a mark taken here by Peter Smith, short of half back. Quickly plays on, goes for a long kick out there, looking for German it is, and German takes the mark out there on the wing position for North Melbourne.
German just short of the centre wing. It was high, not particularly long. Browning claiming the mark, not played by the umpire. He's gone for a hand pass to Danaher, right on the edge of the square. If you can just see it, beautifully smothered by Jonas. Dersma just had his head pulled off. No free kick from umpire Glenn James. Hawke, kick is short, that won't be a mark. Ramsey makes a move of that one, gets it out to Cracker. Jimmy Cracker's hand pass back to Ramsey. They're messing around North Melbourne. Russell's attempted to smother, not successful. Out to the wing position of Demetriou. Good shepherd for Smith. Back to Demetriou again. From left centre wing, he's gone for a pass, and that's okay. And the grab is taken down there by Jonas, who decides to play on. Jonas shoots it, goal. It's not bad, and it's the first goal of the match for the Kangaroos. That came up at the 5-minute mark of the first quarter. North Melbourne lead by 5 points, 1-1 to 2 behind. And Peter Jonas came to Victoria with a reputation of having plenty of talent.
Good play on the part of Peter Smith over to Korkamielis. Demetriou, I should say. Korkamielis. Finally, it's Jonas. They do look alike, don't they, Pete?
I didn't remember the other fella.
He played with Carlton.
5.5 minutes gone. North Melbourne lead by 5 points. 7's big lead from the first quarter. And umpire John Russo already deciding to throw the ball in the air rather than bounce it. Now to the centre wing it goes, and Bayes trying to get clear of Holt. Finally, he just about does. Opposite number 30 is Ramsey. Leaves it to Passmore. North Melbourne handball and a bit of bother there. Holt. Back to McCann. Just off the edge of the square. Got dispossessed pretty quickly. Umpire Glenn James has found a free kick. And it's going to the North Melbourne ruckman at centre field.
Downfield, Pete.
You'll bring the ball back again, I think. And maybe it's not going to McCann.
No, it'll go to German. I think it was downfield.
And German, we saw him first at a night match at VFL Park a few weeks back and displayed quite a good deal of talent. I think from memory kicked a couple of goals. German from centre field. It's North Melbourne once again into attack. Ironmonger goes to spoil as he has done. Knock on by Demetriou. Hodgson fumbles. Chance for Demetriou again. He's gone for a snapshot of goal, and it's through for 1 point. North Melbourne's total now 1 goal, 2, and the Swans 2 points, 6 points the difference.
6.5 minutes gone of the first quarter. A goal the difference in favour of North Melbourne. There's a short pass. It'll be okay. Marked by Wright. Wright's kick is out towards Dersma and Glendenning. But Glendenning, as I said, is certainly far too more experience for this young fella. It's a big task to give that young kid. Well, he's only played, what, 6 or 7 games for the Swans, and this is one of the best players in the business. There's the kick up there towards the full forward position. Falls short. Oh, Carter could have marked that. That's what they call exceptionally over-defending. Ball out of bounds. 8 plays 2 in favour of North Melbourne. Dummy about 20 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. They all missed that one. It's picked up by German. A snap at goal, but he's off target and through for 1 point. So North Melbourne move on to 1 goal, 3, 9 points. To the Sydney Swans, 2 points. 7.5 minutes gone to the first quarter, and rain is absolutely pouring down here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And Danaher in front and juggles that wet ball. Now the umpire called play. Now to play that. Free kick going out there now to Demetriou, and he's got the kick out there at half forward, about 55 metres out from goal. A short pass, a bad one, and marked here by Ironmonger.
Doing a pretty good job.
Quick hand pass out to Browning. He's grabbed. Grabbed again, will be holding the ball against Jimmy Cracker. Holding the man, I should say, against Jimmy Cracker. And Browning to take the free kick out there towards centre-half back. Long kick towards centre-half forward. Russell got under that one. Picked up that time by Ross Smith. Ross Smith's kick is out wide. Coming in to meet it now is Larkin. It bounced beautifully for him there at half forward. He gets around Frangalis. Well tackled by Frangalis. Comes back to hold. He fumbles the ball, but he's got plenty of time to scoot away from his opponents. A pass, fumble there by Hodgman, but it's very slippery. Well tackled again. Hodgman goes for a pass. It'll be okay, and Jimmy Cracker's got the mark about 40 metres out from goal. Off on the short pass, and Glendinning's got it. He's going to have a field day against this young fellow. That's his third mark, and we've only been going under 9 minutes. By God, they're asking a lot of that young fella. There's the pass in replay. That young boy's a mile away. There's the kick by Ross Glendenning. It's a goal. So North Melbourne move on to 2 goals, 3-15 to the Sydney Swans, 2 points up.
Yes, I was just looking through the Swans list, Lou, to think that's who they might put on him. Macasey, of course, is on the bench.
Well, you could put Danaher there. He's a pretty keen sort of a defender. We've seen him playing in defence many times, and I certainly wouldn't give that kid the task.
Yes, he's probably a little bit underdone for Ross Glendenning, who's been in great form so far this year. And, of course, a former winner of the VFL's Best and Fairest title, the Brownlow Medal. 9.5 minutes gone. The Swans lead by 13 or 11 points, or the Northerners lead by 11 points, and that's a pretty good lead under these conditions too, because that rain is very heavy at the moment. The Swans will certainly have to lift their game if they're to get back into it. The ball kicked up by Murphy towards their full forward position. Crosser off the ground. Is it going to be a goal? It's not. No, pass or determined to race it through for one behind, and that one rushed through for the Swans' third point, and they trailed by 2 even goals. 2-3 to 3 behind as Keith Gregg brings the ball back into play. I tell you what, that was a real doozy. Holding the man was a decision. A little bit of luck there for North Melbourne. And the free kick will go to number 15, Ross Smith. 5 is Peter Smith. Demetriou misses the mark. Did he touch it? Yes, just inside. It bounced, I think, inside the line, which is very hard to see at the moment. Very heavy rain falling here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. The Swans should probably feel at home. I recall the Hawthorn match. It rained from start to finish. Picked up by Smith again. Smith's kick around towards the centre wing position. Glendenning, that's about his 4th mark. Under these conditions, that's not a bad set of statistics. Glendenning, the centre half forward. The fly was McDonald. Couldn't drag it down. Browning, the Swan skipper, just about gets offloaded there, but the umpire says no free kick. Murphy's kick is a short one. Carter, some soccer tactics. Up towards the edge of the square. Hodgman dives on the ball. Back into the North Melbourne lineup this afternoon. Finally, it's scooped out, but umpire Glenn James has decided it will be a bounce. Mid-minors lamps to see here already. You're watching on the Gold Coast, half your luck. Munger almost got into the back of his opponent, but it's picked by Jonas. Jonas is kicked down towards full forward. Browning looking for the free kick and or the mark. Neither paid by the umpire. McDonald looking for a hand pass. Can't find anybody going past. It's a very scrambly game of football down there. Ackley had the ball, grabbed, it's out of bounds. It will be a boundary throw in left forward pocket for the Kangaroos.
11.5 minutes gone of this first quarter. It's North Melbourne 2-3-15 to 3 points to Sydney Swans. The ball comes out here now. Chance for Hawke to get clear down there on the back pocket. Not a bad pass. And there's a mark taken there by Dursma. He's in plenty of trouble playing on Glendenning. He's had about 5 marks already. Kick is short, marked well by Murphy. Scooted around Hodgman. It's a hurried kick back towards the centre of the ground. The ball hit to the deck now. Coming in to meet it is Carroll. The Swans needing a goal. That's a bad hand pass. Went anywhere that time. And we see the ball driven up there by German over the half-forward line for North Melbourne. Coming in to meet it is Demetrio. A pop shot at goal. Not a bad shot of a kick. It's a goal. What a ripper by Demetrio. So the Golden Greek got their 3rd goal. 3 goals, 3-1 North Melbourne to the Sydney Swans, 3 points.
If your carrying needs stretch beyond most wagons, you need... Come alive to Irvan Luxury. Come and drive Nissan Irvan and enjoy stretch-out comfort. There's room for 9, and Irvan is actually shorter outside than a mid-sized sedan. 2-litre power, and Nissan's world-famous reliability. That's new Irvan.
That's Australia's best value.
Nissan know-how. Save now during Van Month at your Nissan dealer.
Every lane's a fast lane. Everyone's in gear. Los Angeles, I can't explain. Just know I'm staying here. It's the city of angels, city of sun, city of stars, and maybe she'll be one. And I'm staying for the show. LA, I'll never go. With the feel for my taste. Come from another place. Washington Laundry.
Can National's Neo high-top batteries climb a 30-story building? Let's see. What a performance! So go to the top with National Neo high-top batteries.
You have the right to remain silent.
Simon and Simon are in for much more than they bargained for.
Don't mind if we talked about murder instead of love for a little bit. I think I'd feel more comfortable. Don't mind him. He gets testy when his house gets blown up. Happens every time.
It's a murder mystery with a twist at every turn.
Satisfy yourself, but just don't do anything terribly cruel.
Simon and Simon.
I'm sorry, our Menage a Trois suite is booked.
You guys are really hard out.
The perfect combination, 8:30 tonight on 7.
Well, they certainly have to lift their game because it's been all North Melbourne this first 12 or 13 minutes as the ball hits the deck. Brangalis goes without the ball that time. Picked up by Glendinning, but he got one in the back, Brangalis, and will take the free kick at centre-half back. North Melbourne defence standing up very well. Yep. Brangalis comes up to centre field now, so he should go for the long kick. He's gone out wide. Ramsey dropped that mark. Passmore gets the ball back to Law. He fumbled, but don't blame the players. We see Murphy threading his way through the pack. Up there towards Greg and Capper. It's going towards the goal, but Greg's got Capper well covered. Picks the ball up well down there in the back pocket. Goes for the boundary line, and it's out of bounds right in front of the Smokers' stand. So it's about 60 metres around from the Sydney Swans' goal. There's 3 points. The North Melbourne 3 goals, 3:21. 13 and a half minutes gone of this first quarter. Perfect day for football. I can say that again. Fumble there by both sides. It comes out here now to Hodgman. A hurried kick back towards the centre of the ground. Danaher got his hand to it. There's Glendinning playing a great game. It was a bad hand pass. He got it back there to Dersner, his opponent. The pack fly. Ramsey fumble. Murphy tries to scoop it out. Kicked off the ground again. Out it comes towards the centre-half back position. Jonas couldn't pick it up. Carroll doing a great job. Gets a hand pass back to Danaher. A long shot at goal, but it won't make the distance, I don't. Capper flies, just about marked that one, but slipped out of his hands at the final moment there, and it's over the line and out of bounds. So it's 14 and a half minutes gone of this first quarter. 3 goals, 3:21 North Melbourne to the Sydney Swans, yet to score a goal, 3 behind.
Smith on to Ramsey. Ramsey's kick around towards Bayer, who has to go the punch to try and get it away from his opponent. Successful in executing that manoeuvre. And umpire Glenn James says it's a free kick to North Melbourne. And it will be taken down there in the back pocket by number 2, Holt. Holt's kick predictably dropping short. The ball becoming very heavy now. You can see large puddles forming on the ground with this very heavy shower. It's more than a shower, it's a downpour.
I think they've hit monsoon weather, Pete. Is that what it is? I was going to say monsoonical, but I don't think that's the word, is it?
Demetriou got one in the back. He'll get the free kick from umpire Glenn James. It was knocked down by Ironmaker, who, in my opinion, so far was Swan's best player. Demetriou has kicked a goal for North Melbourne. The other goal kickers are Glendinning and Jonas. Kick number 5, Randy Demetriou. Pass for Holden. Glendinning there with him. Check for Larkin. Free kick going through the Swans at their left half-back flank. I think it's Dersner, isn't it? Jamie Dersner. That'll be his first kick, I think.
His second. But I think the runner came out and made him tuck his jumper into his shirt because they said you're looking bad enough, let alone dressing badly.
If you're going to look the part, I guess, make just out of things. Dice is on the bottom of that stack up. North Melbourne player slung out as Hodgman. It's becoming a real scramble, not really surprising. And you can see the rain pelting down. You can see it. It's really coming down heavily. And we're with it for a while yet, I think. No one gets a clear tap away. Rugby scrum out there almost, doesn't it? Very heavy. And that centre of the ground with that Merry Creek soil is becoming a real glue pot. That's why they're throwing it in the air at the moment. Knocked down by Stephen McCann. Picked up by Larkin. He gets dispossessed pretty quickly, but he's got a second chance and boots them up towards their half-forward line. The mark missed by Ironmonger. Actually comes in to back him up well, though. After his kick slews off the side of the boot. That's not surprising, but good luck to the Swans. It's marked by Danaher short of centre field. Danaher going out towards the right half-forward flank. Can't find anybody out there. Chance out there for Law. Law's kicking a short one up towards the centre wing position, very close to the boundary line. Turning around as hard as Dennis Carroll finds, but Hodgman gets into his back, and Carroll will take the free kick for the Swans on the centre wing position. Dennis Carroll goes for a short pass, and it's almost okay, but missed by Mitchell. Out comes Kappa. Keith Gregg is right there with him. Larkin runs into plenty of trouble. Actually handballs to Hawke, who was grabbed when not in possession. He gets grabbed too high that time, Hawke. And this time it was seen by umpire Glenn Jones, and he'll take the free kick.
17 minutes gone of this first quarter. 21 points North Melbourne to the Sydney Swans 3 points. The ball over their half-forward line. A chance for Wright to mark. Got one in the back from Parsford and take that free kick at half-forward. About 55 metres out from goal. Oh, what a pass right down the throat of Cracker. Jimmy Cracker goes for pass out wide, and the ball marked here this time by Hodgman on the centre wing position. A hand pass, or was it a throw? Fumbled by Demetrio. It's over the line and out of bounds.
It was out of bounds.
I think it was. The umpires let it go. It was out of bounds for sure. Let that go. It goes back to Acker. They fought. Finally, there was the ball coming back in towards the wing position. Plenty of fumbling going on. A hand pass comes out to McDonald. Now it's picked up by Carter. Another hand pass back to Hawke. I still think a kick would be a lot better. Well played by Hawke that time. Gets his kick out towards the half-forward line. The mark dropped by Prosser. They're fumbling. Ramsey's in the thick of things there. Can't get out. And the umpire will ball it up towards the Sydney Swans half-forward line. That wasn't out of bounds. I must be going blind.
Well, the line is just about out. I think the boundary umpire should have seen it, though.
Ball up, will throw up, knocked out by McCann. Back to Demetrio. He kicked the ball into what he calls backside that time. Larkin picked up by Wright. He can't get clear. By golly, this is a nice sort of a scramble of a game. Kicked off the ground, back there towards the half-forward line. Down he goes. Hodgman, the umpire said it's a push in the back, and Hodgman will take the free kick out there at half-forward. There's a lead coming up now. Mark dropped that time by Larkin, but by golly, that ball must be like a cake of soap as it goes out about 25 metres around from the North Melbourne goal, and they're doing pretty well under the conditions. 21 points to 3, just on the 19-minute mark of this first quarter. Looks a pretty bleak sort of a stadium, the Melbourne Cricket Ground today, as we see Hodgman fumble the ball, throw it out towards that boundary line, but at least he's kept it in North Melbourne's attacking zone. This time it's about 50 metres around from their goal. I think this is a bright spot coming over the back of the scoreboard, Pete, but I don't know for how long. Picked up by Jonas, a running shot at goal. He's put this one through for their fourth goal. And he's second. So it's 2 goals to Jonas, and North Melbourne move on to 4 goals, 3:27. To the Sydney Swans, yet to score a goal, 3 behind.
The North Melbourne actually won the game in the first few minutes of the encounter this afternoon at the MCG. They led by 24 points at the first change, and actually in the end were victorious by 28 points. In the stats, North Melbourne on top in the kicks, the marks, the handballs and the shots at goal. The Swans certainly had more hit-outs, and in that department this afternoon, Big Ironmonger played a superb game. In the goals at the cricket ground today for North Melbourne, Jonas got 3 goals and Demetrio also got 3. The Swans only had 6 goals this afternoon, and they were kicked by 6 different players. And in the Kangaroos' rooms after the match, I spoke to their coach, John Kennedy.
Well, John, it looks as though you finally got the winning habit.
Well, I suppose, what have we won? 3?
3 in a row, yeah, isn't it?
We've got to make a firmer habit than that, Peter, I think. I think it's got to be entrenched much more than just 3, I think.
Well, you've consolidated your position in the 5, but it really was your first 10 minutes or so that won the game for you. Would you agree?
Yes, I think that after that, there wasn't much in it. It was South, or the Swans threw themselves in, and so did North, and it was a pretty even game, I thought, from then on, and that we had the score on the board early, and it stood us in good stead.
There wasn't much difference in the scores on the scoreboard after half-time. Were you unhappy with the side's second half?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to know, really. I wasn't too happy. I think that we couldn't do a bit more than we did. We got a few goals, I suppose, and the others did too. But I suppose as any coach, I would have liked to have seen a bit more on the board. But then again, the conditions were such that every goal was precious, and when they got a goal, we were able to get one back.
And by that victory, North Melbourne going up to 3rd place on the premiership ladder. Let's check that right now. Essendon are now clear leaders with 24 points. They're a game clear of 3 sides: Footscray, North Melbourne and Collingwood. Hawthorn got beaten today, but are still in the 5. In fact, 5 teams on 16 points. Hawthorn, Richmond, Carlton, Melbourne and Geelong, and all separated on percentage. On 12 points, we have the Swans and Fitzroy, and at a very even season, they're only 1 game outside the 5. St Kilda on 4 points, still on the bottom of the ladder. Let's check the matches now for Nick.
The Bombers and the Cats had a desperate clash down at Kardinia Park. Some heavy duels too. Jackson topping Donnell.
Forward finds Jackson.
Madden, a tackle too high on